Good morning, everybody. Today we are going to discuss ugly tomatoes and why they might actually be ugly. Um, I do apologize if I sound a little funny. I'm having some allergy issues this morning. Plus, I've been up since 4 a.m. because of that. But I'll try and power through the video anyway. So, um, you may have found that you have discovered some tomatoes on your plants that look a little something like this. And you think, go to pick it, and it's just beautiful, right? And then you turn it upside down, and not quite so beautiful. And you're like, what the heck happened? This looks weird. That looks really strange. And a lot of people will say, oh, it's blossom end rot. Well, that's not what's going on here. This is called cat facing. And a lot of tomatoes that have it actually kind of look like a cat face. This one's not so much. Basically, it happens when a blossom has more than one pollinating part, and you end up with more than one tomato growing together. Unfortunately, in between those, it often rots, like this one has. This part here, absolutely edible. I'll probably cut all of that away. I'll look at this part here and see if there's anything there worth keeping, but for the most part, this, perfectly fine to eat. That you want to discard. I'm trying to find a blossom that I can actually show you that is an example of what to look for if you're trying to avoid cat facing. If you look at this flower here, that looks pretty normal. If you look at this flower here, that looks pretty normal. But sometimes you will find a flower and you're thinking, that looks kind of strange. Like this flower here. Looks like it has too many petals. But if you look a little closer, the center part actually has two pollinating parts in there. This often happens on heirloom varieties. If you look here, this flower, perfectly normal. Now, if you don't want cat facing tomatoes, like, nope, that one's actually kind of normal too. Let's see here. Okay, here is an excellent example of what would happen to a tomato if this one gets pollinated. And if you don't want that, to happen to your plants, just pinch it off. Pinch it off, no pollination, not a problem. If you want normal tomatoes, you can actually just tap these like this, and that will shake the pollen off, and you will get normal tomatoes. Let's see what this one looks like. Yep, absolutely normal. And this is what I do. I come in here in the mornings, and I just walk around and tap my flowers. I do that in hopes of getting more tomatoes. That one, emaciated. Emaciated is a word that is really difficult to look up if you don't know how to spell it, because Google wants to put in fascination, which honestly that kind of is appropriate because that is an emaciated flower, and that will produce multiple tomatoes as one tomato. Some of my plants here are kind of ugly. Some of the flowers are dying back because it's gotten a little hot in here recently. But, you can control what goes on your plants, and you can end up with beautiful tomatoes that you can give away, sell, use however you want to. Or you can end up with some of these, which are still usable, interesting to look at the very least, right? I have another one coming on here in the greenhouse. Let's see if I can find it. Ah, there it is. Some of my tomatoes, their trellising has fallen. I need to get in here and put up another trellis, a sturdier trellis. This was sort of makeshift and isn't working out so good. Anyway, this one here, that too is cat-facing tomato or a faciated tomato. The one below it, normal. Let's see if you can see that. This one, not normal. It'll be interesting. This one's almost pickable, but it'll be interesting to see what that actually turns out to look like on the other side when it's time to pick it, because as you see, there's more lumps in here than just two. Anyway, I thought some of you guys who have been in the gardening groups, who have been asking about, asking about why your tomatoes look ugly or rotten, or wondering what the heck is going on with them, might appreciate a little hands-on look to what is actually going on with those. I am going to come up here and see if I have some others that are ready to be picked. Some of my yellow pear are getting close. Oh yeah, made a video on these yesterday. Aren't those just beautiful? My Boar's blueberry, and man, I cannot wait to eat those. Fortunately, I have like 4 of these plants, and I am looking forward to every single one of these. All right, well, I guess that is all the information you really need to know about emaciated tomatoes and cat-facing tomatoes. And I will be signing off. You guys have a great day.